It is time for the Midlife Hockey Crisis Beer League podcast, brought to you by WinningSynthetics.com, your one-stop for all things Amsoil, and thehockeyarsenal.com. Now, here are your hosts, TJ Hollingsworth and Dangling Dave Dickerson. Take it away, boys.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another exciting, action-packed, fun-filled episode of Midlife Hockey Crisis, the Beer League podcast. I'm your host, TJ Hollingsworth, joined, as always, by the dangling one, Dangling Dave Dickerson. What's up, bud?
Hi, I couldn't get my headphones.
You were struggling there a little bit.
Fixed, so welcome. Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone.
What is happening, man? What have you been up to?
Oh, we did a little S&P today. It was kind of nice. Got my skate sharpened, so it was, your first skate back. Yours a little bit like a fawn, newborn fawn, but all good. No, we got to play with the Jealousy, so Travis was there today. Let me borrow his Jealousy. I think we talked about that on the last show with Andy. So,
yes, we did. That was very cool. It was a great interview with Andy.
Hell of a stick. So when you get
Can't wait to get mine.
Yeah, it's you're not going to give it up.
Tell me about your skate sharpen. Have you had the Sparks machine?
I've had both. I know that it's always oil and water, Ford and Chevy, but I actually had it individually done on this time, but I've had the Sparks done, and I haven't really had any problems with it.
Well, I have a finger right here that can vouch for the sharpness of the Sparks.
I see that.
See, I had put my pants on. I always do. When I get dressed, I do.
Do you put them on one leg at a time?
It depends on who's around and who can help me.
Golden diapers.
But I'd zipped. I'd always wondered, the little zippers on the inside of the inseam. I thought, I'll zip those up and see how it feels. Well, I didn't think about it. I put my skate through there. So it got kind of hung up. I just kind of, without thinking, reached down there and pulled it back. And when I did, I sliced my finger open.
It's about a half-inch cut.
It's nice and sharp, though. You could have shaved cheese slices with it.
Did you see mine?
But mine was done with Sparks, though. What'd you do?
That's your jam finger now. Yeah, the other day, so I mistakenly tried to stop a puck with my hand like a baseball catcher, and I've got three purple fingers. Yeah, it hurt like hell. I had 3 purple fingers. I couldn't feel my first 3 fingers. I was telling my wife, I'm like, it's a reaction. It's a reaction to the ring. Real quick, shout out, real quick. I got to do this. I meant to do it early. So my daughter listens to our podcast. She's 7 years old. Hi, Lainey. So I promised I would embarrass her. Hi, Lainey. My little pee-pee. So there it is. So now I'm going to get attacked. But anyway, I promised her I would do that. But I took a shot. I tried to protect our lead, and owie. So,
stung a little.
It stung a little bit. Look at this. I got 3. I wish I could show this online, but I got 3 purple fingers.
What was really cool was how high you had to reach for that, because it was way over your head.
It was a little high. I don't know why I reached that high. It was clearly not going to go, but I don't know. I just did not. I wanted to do everything to protect our lead.
Well, and I appreciate that, because that particular game, you were the offense.
I got lucky on a couple. The one of them I'll take full credit for, but we had our center Susie, who doesn't give a crap. She will go up against anybody.
Here's what Susie's. She's a lady player.
Yeah,
she's teeny tiny. I don't think Susie's 5'4", 5'5", maybe. And Susie, if you hear this, please take this with peace and love. She's our age.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen her lose a face-off. I'm sure she has. I just don't know I've seen it.
It's a rarity if she loses a face-off, and it normally comes right back to that right wing or that right defenseman. Like clockwork. So much so that me and Matt Razor, what's up, Matt? Both of us said, hey, look, when it comes, not if it comes, when it comes back our way, we're shooting. And sure as hell, that's how I got that one goal.
It's one thing to win a face-off, but to win a face-off and actually be able to steer the puck, put it where that's not hard. That's not easy, rather.
Yeah, she can put it anywhere. She's got a hockey family. I guess her daughter, her son, Clay. I know her son. But yeah, the Williams family they're a hockey family, and they all play in the leagues that we play in, and they're all pretty damn good. Well, both of our phones are going nuts here.
That's great.
I've got my wife texting me, and you've got some
I forgot to turn my ringer on. Yeah, that's actually my shifter cart motor, but
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Wait, we've had some requests. We kind of put this out. I know, actually, when I say we, I mean you put this out. What are some things people like to hear about? I threw some stuff out on Reddit, but you kind of hit up some of the people that we know and we play with. So today's show is going to be about stuff that people said they wanted to hear about. Right. So if you find some of it strange or bizarre or uncomfortable, remember, You asked for it.
Yeah, you asked for it. Today after stick and puck, aka hockey practice, I've got to throw him out. I know Travis listens to the show. Travis repeatedly asked for shower time.
Shower time.
Let's talk about showers. I'm like, dude. So,
well, hang on. Let me tell you something else Travis did too. Travis took advantage of our promo code with the Hockey Arsenal. He bought a stick, got a 15% discount. One thing, and I don't do this enough, and if you watch any videos or read any blogs about how you build a podcast, you're supposed to continually drill people to share the podcast, and give it good reviews and give it 5 stars. And I don't do that enough because I don't want this to be, me begging you to do stuff. But, there's really 2 things you can do if you're enjoying the content, you've listened to the podcast, and you want to see it continue. The first thing you could do would be just to stroke a check for about $25,000.
Right.
And that would ensure that we had
2 of them.
2 of them, whatever. We'll figure,
details to come.
Yeah, just call us. But, that would ensure that we could pay for the, because when you have a podcast, you have to host it somewhere. Our host is Podbean. They have a monthly or an annual fee. All the equipment we use right now, there's probably $700 or $800 worth of electric equipment here. So all this stuff costs money. Or if you're not feeling like stroking a check, the free thing you could do is the stuff I'm supposed to beg you to do, and that is to share the podcast. Whatever your server is that you listen to. Most people get these on iTunes or Spotify. Yeah. Leave a great review and a 5-star rating. And that doesn't cost you anything other than maybe 60 to 90 seconds of your time, but it does go a long way in helping us because when we have people that follow the podcast, and someone could listen to every one of these episodes but not be a follower, but by clicking the following button, what that does just means you get some type of email notification when a new episode launches. But as we grow this podcast and we start to look at attracting sponsors, that helps when we can say we have X number thousand of followers to this. And these are all little things. They don't cost you a dime. You could do that help this podcast or any other podcast you listen to. Or like we said, you also can take advantage of that discount through the Hockey Arsenal. You heard Kelly talking about it at the intro. All their sticks. I'm not going to do another commercial for them, but those are some things you can do, and Travis did that. So, Travis, thank you very much. We appreciate your support and enjoy the hell out of that badass stick.
Let me use it today. That thing was great. I can't wait for mine.
But he wanted to hear about showers.
So I stepped into the shower. My glistening soap. Yeah.
The steam
glistening as Michael walked in, as Brian walked in. No, so there's a big debate, at least in our team. One of our buddies, Alex, always makes fun of us. He's like, why the hell y'all don't shower? Why don't you guys shower?
I'm with him on that. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I'm 50-50. I live literally 1 mile from the rink, so I don't want to get showered and all cozy in my sweatpants and then have to drive. So I'm on the other side of the camp. I could care less. I really could care less. But, I'm in the camp that doesn't shower, not for any specific reasons. Alex keeps bugging me. Why don't you shower? I'm like, because I get too excited in there. And then he kind of immediately left me alone. No, just kidding. But, I'm on the camp that I just go home. I'm a mile from home.
I've done that once, and it was because I typically have I have a backpack that I'll, got the hockey bag and all that stuff. I carry a backpack that's got a change of clothes, towel, shower shoes, and all that. And the one day I forgot it, and that was probably one of the most miserable drive homes. I got a 20-minute drive home, and I felt so disgusting. I mean, I'm typically one of the last people out of the locker room just because
You're always the last one.
I take my time. I don't run. There's nobody coming in after us for an hour. It's like, I'll take my time. That way, for me, that way I know I don't leave anything either. Because if I get talking and not paying attention, I'll just start scooping stuff in a bag, leave, and then half of it.
Yeah. I mean, I do it. I shower at the gym. I shower after I used to play basketball. I shower after I go for a run. It's just, being the proximity at home, I just drive home. It is. I
guess we can kind of cut you some slack on that one. But I know the way I sweat, and I don't know. It's funny. I know not everybody sweats the same. Judy, for her to sweat during cardio, we had to buy one of those rubber suits because she could go out in July and do some yard work and would be as dry as if she'd been sitting in the air conditioning all day. Me, if I walk across the street, I'm just wringing
Same
wet.
Thing. That humidity kills you. I felt super gross today. Maybe I will reconsider this. But I threw on my shirt today after playing, and I'm like, it's wet.
Yeah, you just feel nasty.
Yuck.
And you smell. And for anybody that's looking into this, that's maybe thinking of playing, if you are going to be a shower guy, which I strongly recommend, and the people around you will appreciate it, Couple things you need to have with you, and I will start with this: shower shoes. Why? Because hockey locker rooms are one of the most disgusting Peachtree dishes on the planet.
Buy sandals or shoes.
You have to, and you're going to wear them. You're going to wear them in the shower. I just get those little $2, the old school 1950s little rubber thing, and they are perfect for that because you can clean them and spray them down with Lysol. But I mean, just by nature, I don't know of any other locker room that probably is as nasty as a hockey one. It's not because they don't clean them or anything like that. Far from it. It's just you've got all this gear on, and I mean, literally, I don't know that I could be any wetter after a game. That if I had my gear and jumped in a pool and got out, I don't think I'd be any more wet.
Yeah. So, somebody actually showered in their. I know this is a little different story. Somebody showered in their gear on one of the last tournaments. I can't remember who told me that. It was on the other team. They said they showered in their gear. So yeah, expect
I guess it's one way to clean things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it works, but expect gross things in there.
So definitely shower shoes. And the other thing is, if you bring a bar of soap, you're asking for trouble because I've yet to see a locker room that has a soap dish in it. So you better have a bottle of body wash or something like that,
or the hanging kit. Yeah, and much like we talked about, bring your own pucks, bring your own soap.
For God's sakes.
And your loofah, you don't have to,
Not that there won't be plenty of people there to volunteer to loofah for you, but, have your own
Travis, Travis will be there waiting. And if you have some good techniques, take pictures, take some videos. Travis will that Viking, whatever his, look for that.
Have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, that Viking on Instagram. Travis is going to hurt both of us.
Brother, I got to tell you, Travis, I can't think of anything else to talk about as far as showering is concerned.
Yeah,
so I
that
hope that was enough.
our shower
segment. Here's something that somebody brought up, and this is really good too, is injuries. What type of injuries can you expect? And when we're saying injuries right now, I'm not going to go down the road of major, like what I went through with breaking an ankle or like that.
Don't scare people off.
Yeah, it was. I'm not going to rehash it. We'll probably have to talk about it a whole show at one time, but just one of those freak things that kind of happen and probably will never happen again. Let's just talk about, little aches and pains and things like that. You're going to, ding shoulder. You jammed a couple of fingers over.
Yeah, jammed the fingers. We were just talking about that. Blood blisters and bruises.
Yeah, it pulled muscles. I know there's a guy, Sean, who started D-League with us. That was, I think he got 5 or 6 games into it, and
back or
a hamstring.
Yep.
Hamstring. Now, he was a runner, or is a runner too, and I know he hadn't been able to run. He goes, man, I talk to him from time to time on the phone. I just can't hardly even, stand up at work. He goes, getting in and out of the car is painful. And if you ever had a hamstring injury, this is kind of one of those, they will heal when they're darn good and ready and not a minute before.
Well, our goalie / one of our skater, he's going to skate out, not sure what position, but anyway, he's a goalie. He, Butter, so Ron, hey, what's up, Ron? Pulled his hamstring, and that was the nastiest injury I've probably ever seen. His whole leg was black and blue. Had to go through physical therapy. Yeah, it was really bad. But, obviously atypical of what happens. Most of the time, a puck to the shin or a puck to the leg, whatever.
Usually it's going to be a bruise or a pulled muscle like that.
Right.
If somebody's going to catch it where there's no padding with a puck, I mean, that's going to happen. There's not a lot you can do about it. But, pulled muscles, things of that nature, there are, just some simple stretches. I mean, you're in school right now to be a physical therapist, so you're certainly qualified to address this. What are some things that that you would suggest for the new players, just as far as stretches and warming up?
Aleve and Coors Light. That's pretty much. No, well, it goes back to obviously stretching, rolling. Just kind of be prepared. Before you see one of our games, I think even NHL, you'll see the guys kind of skating in circles. They'll come and stretch and do like the Spider-Man kind of stretches. At least that's what I do. Stretch your back. That'll get you loose. No different than if you're going to run or if you're going to play basketball. Just minor stretches. Never kind of just jerk. Kind of throw out your arm. Throw out your arm.
And there's a reason you see them skating first.
Right.
You got to get a little body temperature. You don't want to take a cold muscle and start stretching on it.
And never repeatedly force it. Like when you tap the brakes on ice, something like that. Like you don't want to force anything like that. You kind of let it gradually move around. But
that 70 stretch of bouncing up and down on
bouncing,
stuff, bad idea.
That's probably one of the worst ideas. But yeah, I mean, just stay warm. Not temperature warm, but just get out there, skate around. You'll see the guys and ladies stretching. Probably one of the best things you could do, because you go out cold, you're going to pull something, you're going to exert yourself too far, and then in 2 years I can help you. I'll be done.
There's a guy I follow on Instagram. I train hockey, and I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head, but if you look him up, he was showing a little yoga routine. One of the things I've noticed, I saw this when I was working back with Harley Davidson, I'd see men that would get in their late 30s, early 40s, and their hips and hip flexors would get so tight that they couldn't throw their leg over a motorcycle. They could get it up about halfway, and you'd see them grab a pant leg to swing their leg over. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Hockey, your hip flexors, man, that's where that's what's moving your legs up and down, back and forth as you're skating. He shows a great little 25-30 minute yoga routine you can do for help loosening up the hips. There's all kinds of good stuff on YouTube. I started doing quite a bit of that too, just to keep those hips loose. And I found that to be extremely
yoga's awesome.
Yeah.
When I ran, I would do yoga 2-3 times a week, and it certainly helps because it'll stretch that muscle just a little bit further than you need it. So when you're out there moving around, running in basketball and hockey, that it's not going to overexert it, or you're not going to tear anything.
It seems to me, at least this last session, that you typically saw people that would pull and stretch muscles would be when they'd start to fall, and you go into that flail.
And you jerk to stop.
Exactly.
Something.
Yeah. You start flailing trying to break the fall. Well, number one, you're loaded up on hockey gear, so when you fall,
go for it. Yeah.
As long as you're not going to smash into a board, fall down. It's no big deal. The fighting is probably the worst thing you can do. But that tends to be. It's not just the I was skating down the ice as fast as I could, and then my leg was stiff. No, I started to fall, and as I was trying to catch myself,
where you catch an edge, twist your leg. I think that's what happened. Blake, we play with him in the D here, and he's the C commissioner. Anyway, Blake was doing some funky turn and just kind of caught himself, and it went the other way, and that's how he was injured.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, I mean,
free things are going to be happening. So stretch, and do it properly. Warm up. There's some people. I know there's guys that show up, climb out of bed, climb in the car, drive the rink, put their skates on, and go.
I did that today. It was the stupidest thing. But it's dumb. It took me probably half hour to get warm because I skated around, and you're not going to be prepared, especially for a game. You're not going to be prepared because you're going to be stiff. You're not going to be comfortable on the ice. But yeah, that's not the right thing.
And on the flip side of that too, after the game, do a little bit. Probably not. You probably don't need to, or not. Probably even going to have the time to do a complete warm up like you did, but some kind of when you get home, maybe after you've been out off the ice for an hour or two,
probably
just do a little stretch and roll.
Yeah, and talking to some personal trainers and some athletic trainers, injury prevention stuff like that in the run days, is that's probably your best time to do it is after, because in the beginning you're a little cold. Yeah, minor stretching, but you don't want to go all out. Somebody said something like you go out there and you take the leave, but you go out there and you stretch and you overstretch and you're kind of Febrezing what's the injury to come. So for later, you're warm and you can actually stretch and kind of have a good feel. Rolling out, rolling out.
Oh man,
that's my favorite thing to do.
It's awkward, especially if you've never done it before.
Yeah, don't do it in the locker room. Go home.
At least ask
Travis.
But yeah, it's awkward. It can be one of those things you feel like I don't see what this is doing, but it's huge. I mean that you see that, and you can go to any professional sports locker room. You will see those rolling pads all over the place.
And do it slow. I used to roll real quick, and an athletic trainer came and basically smacked me. Said that is not go slow. With all your muscles, go slow. So you want the full release on all of them.
And I'll tell you, here's something just popped into my head too, because I know people, I take a couple ibuprofen before I play and this, that, and the other, but I'm not so sure. Ibuprofen, aspirin, those are blood thinners. I'm not sure that you want to go out and have a potential strain or pull with your blood thinned out. That could make a bad situation make it worse.
No, and then you don't want to I keep using that term. You don't want to Febreze anything because it doesn't hurt now taking a bunch of Vicodin before you go out and play a game.
It doesn't hurt now. I'm floating 3 feet above the ice. This is awesome.
Every bone in my body was broken by the end of the game. But no, be careful with the meds, folks.
What do you think? Teeter hang up? Should we have one in the locker room?
Teeter hang up, man. Do you see the commercials that guy jumps?
That dude, that is the funny.
Quarter of an inch.
Gets that one leg off the ground.
Looks like Mario. Mario.
I feel great.
I want a teeter though. I was at Play It Again. They had a teeter there. It was $100.
I get the idea behind it. I mean, you talk to, especially if it's a chiropractor. People have views on that, and that's a whole different topic. But they'll tell you, "Oh, you don't need that. You need this." I failed to see how gravity pulling the other way could do any harm.
Yeah, we had one next to. So I used to manage a running store in Chicago, and next door was a Relax the Back, or I think it was Relax Back. We would go in there once a day and turn over.
Go there, hang.
And that was awesome.
Feel good.
Yeah, it was awesome. My mom wants one, so if anybody wants to chip in, send a quarter.
If you don't mind going like 2 models old, Like I do, Facebook Marketplace has got them, people giving them away because they're like anything else. They become clothes racks, $500 clothes racks.
It's just like the Goodwill commercial. But yeah, I would love to have one. Maybe in my future.
That'd be cool. Or maybe on the bench, you can just come off a shift, and
hang upside
down. Something I started doing last week on the bench. I brought a can of oxygen with me.
I saw that, and I tried to use it. It felt empty. It does. It's oxygen.
It's oxygen. It's kind of cool.
Be real heavy.
Yeah. So we're getting into chemistry here. Oxygen's super light because you have the packaging, big sticker on the rest. It says container is full. Oxygen is virtually weightless. I was like, okay, that makes sense, but. I read up on it. It's one of those ads that started popping up on my Facebook feed.
Oh, yeah.
So the algorithm figured out that I participate in sports, so I start seeing this. I start researching a little bit, and what it is it's 85 or 95% aviation oxygen, which is why you're able to get it without getting a prescription. Because if you're buying a tank oxygen, you got to have a script for it. It's like $13 for this can that had 160 or 170 squirts in it. But it's got a partial mask. It covers your mouth, so you just hit it and inhale through your mouth. And I tried it.
Did it help?
I don't know because I didn't know what to expect. I've never. You see it all the time. Athletes, they're breathing oxygen, and the theory behind it is you're tired, you're exhausted, and you're only breathing in atmospheric air. There's only 10 or 12% oxygen. Well, this is 85%.
Right.
Makes you feel good. So I didn't know really what to expect, but on my hockey tracker app that I use. This is an Apple, or it's an iPhone or an Apple Watch, tracks all this stuff. One of those things it tracks is your VO2 max.
Did it skyrocket?
It did. Now, was it because of that, or was it because of we were having a little longer break because we had pretty full benches for us? I don't know. So the jury's still out on it.
Maybe D. Did you sign up for D for Fishers?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I keep waiting for a phone call or something.
It'll be, so our first game is Monday in 2 weeks. It'll be Sunday night. Yeah. Jimmy Mack, TJ's available, please.
I already sent to the commissioner. I said, hey man, Jimmy Mack's kind of brought me in on this. I'd really like playing his team.
Right, man. We don't want to separate you. But
I'll bring the O2.
I'd be curious to see if that works.
And I'll have it Sunday too. Help yourself to it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if you're like going to hit it and you're going to feel this big rush of energy or what.
Well, I'll do the, so I don't know what's in it, my butyrol. Asthma. I have asthma. Exercise-induced asthma. It sucks. I've fought with it as a kid. So you'll hear me huffing and puffing throughout the show. But anyway, I hit it with a couple of puffs before I play.
Right.
And it seems to help when I don't use it. Sometimes I feel like, well, maybe I should have done it, but is it a mental game? Is it not? So I'd be curious to see what your reaction is to, or my reaction is to the oxygen on the next round.
Awesome. So again, these are all listener-driven topics here. We'll wrap up with this post game. All right, now it's called beer league hockey for a reason,
right?
And usually it's because post game there's beer involved. Sometimes pre game there's beer involved.
There's a dude on the bench just drinking a Miller Lite the other day. I'm like, Sean, what the hell? Pre game, mid game.
You have been listening to the Midlife Hockey Crisis podcast. We'll see you next period.